Okay, so hi everyone. Sorry, I was trying to get everyone logged in. If you did not sign in with your first and last name, most of you did. Thank you. But if you did not, that's how I take attendance. So make sure you do that in the future. And if you didn't do that, you can private message me just your first and last name so I can make sure I get you on the list as being present for today. So let's see. I'm Mrs. Rice. This is personal finance. Hopefully it's where you want to be. Just sorry, trying to go through the attendance list one more time to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. So yeah, personal finance. So we started at 1 o'clock today, even though the class is technically from 12:20 to 1:40. I don't think we will very, very rarely, if ever, need the full hour and 20 minutes. So I decided that rather than starting at the beginning, we'd start later and you could have a little bit of a longer lunch break. This may end up changing. I assume that 40 minutes will be enough. If it ends up not being enough, just know that it may change. I will try to give you warning. But for now, we're going to start at 1 o'clock and we should hopefully be done by 1:40 in time for your next class. And if we're not done, we'll cut it off and pick it up the next day. This class is different than most of your other math classes if you've done other math classes at BHS. Because first of all, it's not a lot of math. Keep that in mind. And the textbook is very different. So we don't have an online textbook. So you have to pick up your textbook this weekend, either Friday or Saturday, depending on when you are assigned. And so we won't start work out of our book until next week. So let me go ahead and pull up our syllabus and we can kind of go over some of that stuff. So here's our Google Classroom. Okay, so there's the code, but you already have it. You are automatically enrolled. This is just a description of what personal finance is. So basically to give you an understanding of how to use mathematics to make wise financial decisions and manage your personal finances. So we do some math, but this class is not all math. There are vocab, there are like true false. So it's going to be different, like I said, than your typical classes, math classes. So what you're going to need, a notebook specifically for this class. It can be paper if you don't have a notebook and you just do your work in a binder, that's fine. Just make sure it's organized by class. I prefer your work done in pencil because when you're doing stuff in math, we make mistakes. A highlighter, brightly colored pen for correcting, and then you'll need a calculator. I recommend the TI-30. Yes, you can do all of the calculations that we do on your phones, but it's a good habit to know how to use the calculator in case we ever go back in person. And then you don't have to worry about getting your notifications interrupting what you're trying to do. So basically to be successful, you're going to want to come be online and prepared every day. So have what you need by you. There will be times that we'll work in breakout groups. That's new to me online, so we'll try it. And then, ooh, there's a typo there, 2 periods, sorry. So your assignments are typically going to be 10 points, 5 points for the work done in class or your classwork. The notes that we do, that'll be more when we get into the book, and then 5 points for your homework. That's going to be most assignments. What we do this week, they won't all be 10 points. You can see in PowerSchool or Google Classroom, I think, how many points they are. If your assignment involves math, you have to show your work, even if it's something simple. That way I know where you got your answer from and that it wasn't just from your buddy. If you're absent, you have more time to make up the assignment, but make sure your parents call into the school still. Otherwise, I just think you didn't come to class and didn't do the assignment, and then it will be marked as 0 or late. Late work will be accepted until the end of the chapter. After a chapter test has been given, you can no longer turn in any assignments for that chapter. And it's only worth 60% of the original point value. So if an assignment is normally 10 points and you turn it in late, you're only getting 6 points. I didn't put it on your syllabus, I don't think, but your assignments are typically going to be due on Friday. So for the whole week, Monday through Friday, they're due Friday by 4 p.m. Our meetings, our Zoom meetings will be Monday through Thursday. Friday, you are still expected to do work. So you will sometimes have assignments on Friday. Sometimes your assignment Friday will just be finish the work from the week. And that's all due by Friday, and then you shouldn't have any weekend homework for this class. If you need extra help, just email me, reach out. Tests will be at the end of the chapter. I'll usually let you know a week ahead of time, like, hey, next Friday will be our test. Your final, this says cumulative. Honestly, we're still working through what we're going to do. I don't know how it's going to look come January when we finish up. Cheating, academic integrity is important to me. I will follow the BHS policy. If you are cheating, you will get a 0, and that goes on assignments too. I know, so this part in red, I'm gonna read. I don't usually read things off of here. But with distance learning, it may be tempting to take a passive approach to your education. I highly encourage you to keep your work your own, make it unique and identifiable by highlighting.
I'm in.
You're in the meeting? Okay. So
Sorry.
Underlining and use of color. Don't give a teacher any reason to suspect that your work is not your own and only your own. Collaboration on homework is encouraged. When students collaborate, their end product improves. When work is copied, the quality declines. So yes, you can work together. I highly encourage it, but don't just copy it from somebody, please. I know it's easy to do, especially when it's online and someone can just share their document with you. But let's try to avoid that, please. Be respectful, be on time, present, and participate, and prepared, ready to learn. Try to shut out your other distractions. I know it's easy to have your phone right there. The grading is 50% assessments and then 50% assignments. Down below is the school's vision and mission statement, followed by the expectation and ESLERS. And then just know anything can change in here at any time. I will give you warning, but try to be flexible. I'm gonna try to be flexible. This is a new environment for all of us. It's going to be very different than it was in the spring. We were just kind of thrown into it. Now we've had a little more time to prepare. So let's go back. Let's refresh this. So if you look at Google Classroom, and I have it showing here, so you don't necessarily have to go there now. So on Mondays, I will typically post the assignments for the whole week. And that way you kind of have an idea of what's coming up. So today we reviewed the syllabus. We're gonna do our vision board introduction, and then you have an about me survey. So this is kind of what you're starting on today and is your homework. It's due on Friday. So your vision board is kind of like a dream board, a collage of words and pictures depicting your dreams and goals. They can serve as a constant reminder of what you hope for your future and can represent what you are working towards. A vision board is a tool used to help clarify, concentrate, and maintain focus on specific life goals. Your board will represent whatever you want to be, do, and have in your life. So this is going to be a way for me to kind of get to know you guys a little bit better. Just kind of what your goals are, especially as we move forward in this class. Some of you will have worked before, some of you won't have. So it's just important for me to know kind of little things, and I'll ask questions along the way. And I won't remember everything all of you put on your vision board, but it'll give me an idea of where to start. Going back on that, another reason it's going to be important to kind of make your own work your own and be honest is, other than test, your assignments are just graded on completion, not accuracy. So if you don't know something, it's important for me to see that you don't know something. If I just think you know it because you copied someone else's assignment, then I'm not going to take any more time to go over that. So you're not setting yourself up for success that way. So back to this vision board, what you're going to be doing. Arranging your board into quadrants, so 4 pieces. For the first quadrant, imagine that you're old and looking back on your life. You have lived your ideal dream life. What does it look like? What did you achieve? What are you doing? Who is in your life? Where do you live? How are you living your life? You know, what kind of area are you living in? What kind of house? Do you imagine when you're older that you will have had kids, that you will have been married? Are you more career driven? Kind of what is your dream life in pictures and words. So you can kind of find different words. You can type them in there. You can do different memes, whatever you want. For the second quadrant, what are your passions and aspirations? What's the most important problem in the world that you'd like to help solve? Part C, what career, vocation, entrepreneur endeavor will allow you to realize the life you envision in parts A and B? So kind of, what does your job look like? What do you imagine that kind of part of your life? And then D, what further investment in yourself through training or further education do you need to make so you can have the career you envision in part C? You know, if you want to be an engineer, what college do you want to go to? Kind of different things like that. Quadrant A should definitely, so ideally when we have quadrants, they're 4 equal sizes. If A kind of takes up more space on your vision board, that's fine. It's kind of however you want to make it look on there. So that's kind of, you think about those things, search Google for pictures and words for those 4 quadrants and create a collection. It's kind of like a collage. And then once you create your board, so it's on a Google slide, you're gonna have another 1 or 2 slides that kind of answer these questions in a paragraph form. So it says be thorough. If you can put it on 1 slide, that's fine. If you have more to say and it goes on to a 3rd slide, that's fine too. Maybe you write a lot, but use super small font. That's okay, as long as I'm able to read it. And so again, this is due Friday by 4 p.m. Let's see. Are there any questions on that vision board assignment? Feel free to speak up and feel free to interrupt me. Especially because like when I'm sharing a screen, my chat doesn't necessarily show up. I'm trying to work on that. Zoom is kind of new to me. I mean, I used it in the spring, but not very much. So again, feel free to kind of chime in, especially if I'm like going over something, like interrupt me as if you would raise a hand in class. And I might say, I'll get back to you. But that's what we're gonna need to do. So now that I'm not screen sharing, yeah, what's up?
Just to make sure, are you using Google Slides
Yes.
for the vision board?
Yes, Google Slides. So your first slide will be kind of all of your pictures, and then your second slide will be your answers to the questions.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
If you envision like a big life and have big goals for yourself, that's awesome. If you need more space and need a second slide to represent more of what you want, I'm good with that too. Yeah. Okay, and then let's see. So going back, so there is an About Me form on Google right now, and this is due tomorrow. It should take no more than 5 minutes. Basically, put your first and last name. Again, if you have a nickname you prefer to be called, like if your name is Michael and you prefer Mike, type that in here as long as you type your last name, so I can learn your names. It'll take me a lot longer than I think it normally does, but my goal will be to eventually learn your names, and hopefully some of you will end up with videos on later on, and I will see your faces too. So you're just gonna go through, kind of tell me your current plans after high school, last math class you took, why are you taking this class, how do you learn best, and I know we're online so it's different, what's been done in other classes to help you succeed, and that could be something that was done in the spring when you were online, or just in general. What do you want out of this class? How do you feel about math? And then extracurricular activities that you're into. Yes, I'm aware not all of these are going on, but it's, again, gonna help me get to know you guys a little bit better. And then kind of what career fields you might be interested in. I did that before because we would try to get a lot of guest speakers, and we may still try to do that. I'm not sure how it's going to work, honestly. And then anything else about me you want, about yourself, sorry, that you want me to know, family, friends, pets, interests. So you have that vision board, and then this About Me survey. So again, that About Me survey, that's what I recommend that you go do right now. It should take no more than 5 minutes. And then you can get started on your vision board. That's all I have for you today. I will stay here, you know, in case you have other questions for me. But other than that, we're done for today. So you guys are free to go. You're free to stay and see if someone else has questions, or if you want to ask a question, you can wait for some more people to log off, or you can type it in the chat. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.